Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about the double standards of the narcissist. When you're dealing with a narcissist, one of the things you have to realize is they're never fair, never partial. They have two sets of rules, one that they live by and one they expect you to live by. See, when you deal with a narcissist, understand this, you're dealing with a hypocrite. They're always telling you what you should do, how you should live your life, how you should dress, who your friends should be, how you should act, how you should clean the house, how you should cook. But when it comes to them, there's a whole set of rules for them, okay? Narcissists can do whatever they want to do, and they feel like they don't have to answer to anybody, okay? This is why it's impossible to live with a narcissist or, be in a relationship with a narcissist. They think that they could just go inbox anybody, meet up with people behind your back, have situationships. But if you ever did it to them, they would totally, hang you on a cross, all right? So understand this. When you deal with a narcissist, nothing is ever fair. Nothing is ever partial. They come, go, do what they want. A lot of them like their freedom, but they don't like when you do it to them. And that's why when you mirror the narcissist and you start to act like them, they're not going to tolerate that. They're not going to put up with the fact that, let's say that they stop calling you or they're not calling you as much. Let's say you do that to them. A lot of them won't even say anything to you because they don't want to give you the satisfaction that you're getting to them. But what they'll do is they'll spite you. When you act like them, they're going to spite you for acting like them, okay? So, if you start, having your own life, and let's say meeting up with people, not telling them about it, they're not going to like it. And instead of sitting down and talking with you, they're going to try to one-up you. This is what a narcissist always wants to do. They always want to one-up you, that you should never, ever be able to ever get over on them. They always have to be the person that gets over on you and puts you down, all right? They want to make you submissive. So it never works out. So the other thing too is when you try to hold them accountable, let's say you try to hold them accountable in court. You take them to court for something. What's that narcissist going to do? They're going to come back and come at you for something else. All right. So they can never, ever just take the accountability. Instead, they're going to try to punish you for trying to make them accountable. Let's say that you want to sit down and talk to them and they stonewall you and then go into a silent treatment. Now, let's say that you go silent on them, all right? They're not going to like it. And what they're going to do is, again, they're going to make it's not bothering them or anything like that. And they're going to go out there and they're going to deal with other people. This is why narcissists always have to have other people. They don't ever want to rely on you for anything. This is why a narcissist can't be alone. They never want to be in a position where, they're isolated, they're alone, they have nobody to turn to, they have nobody to validate. They will always have flying monkeys that will be there to cheer them on, tell them that they're right, fire them up against you, to hate you. So, when a narcissist goes to these other people, they're going to make you out to be the villain. They're going to make you out to be the monster when you start to do what the narcissist is doing. But the thing is, the narcissist is not going to tell all these other people that they did it to you, okay? So again, it's the hypocrisy. It's the double standards. They could talk to you any which way, but if you ever talk to them any which way, they're going to go around and tell people that you're crazy, all right? They're going to videotape you when you're acting, let's say you're yelling back at them or something. They're going to videotape people and they're not going to show them the part where they were doing it to you. Instead, they're going to make you look like the monster. So it is a no-win situation when you're dealing with a narcissist because they won't acknowledge their actions, but they will scrutinize you for your actions. That's why I always say, people say, well, should I just act like them? Should I act like that? No, you don't even bother. Don't play that game. When you play games, everybody loses. When you find that you're dealing with somebody who's playing games with you, totally disengage and don't even give them any attention, all right? Because they're playing you for a fool. They're playing you for a jerk. And your power is in silence, just walking away in silence and showing them that you're not going to engage with their nonsense. So understand this. You're not going to change the narcissist either, all right? And you're never going to change a narcissist if they have other people that they could run to. As long as they have other supply around or flying monkeys around, they are never, ever going to change themselves to, meet your standards or meet your boundaries. Instead, they're just going to move on to someone else and call you crazy, all right? So again, they're the crazy ones, but they call you crazy. They project also. All of it is like projection as well. They project, they call you the gaslighter, they call you the narcissist, they call you the liar, and they're really talking about themselves, all right? What they're trying to do is confuse the situation, make you think that there's something wrong with you. That's why you got to know who the fuck you are, all right? Not today, Satan. And, again, they can come, they could do whatever, but if you ever do it, they're going to have a problem with it. And a lot of times they won't even deal with you. They won't even deal with you because if you try to give them back the business, like if you stonewall them and walk out or something like that, they're going to be like, fine, you have mental issues. And then they're going to move on to somebody else and they're going to say that you're crazy. And, so boundaries don't really work with a narcissist unless you have something that narcissist really, really, really wants and needs. But if they don't need you, they will leave you for dead and they will just move on to their other supply and their flying monkeys and they're not going to worry about you. And on top of that, they're going to label you a cuckoo bird, okay? They're going to label you a cuckoo bird because you're doing the same thing that they're doing. The other thing is, once you start doing that back to them, they realize that you know the game. You're playing their game and they don't like it. And they don't want to engage with people that are playing their game because they can't manipulate them. So again, they're not going to want to deal with you, all right? But what they'll do is they'll run a smear campaign on you before they totally discard you, so that everybody thinks that you're crazy and, you're the problem. You have mental issues. You're the one with the problem and everything like that. So it never, ever works, you guys. Never works. And again, keep this in mind when I tell you this. Narcissists are not fair and partial. And, again, they can do whatever they want. If they want to ignore you, that's okay in their book. Because again, they justify whatever they do. They'll say to themselves, oh, I'm tired, or I didn't like the way you responded to me the other day, so now I'm going to be cold to you. They think that's okay. That's the covert narcissist does that. So, but when you give it back to them, they're going to have a problem. And a lot of times too, not only will they try to make like it doesn't bother them, but if you deal with somebody who's like a malignant narcissist who hates the fact of losing control, they may start getting loud. They may start yelling and screaming like, why are you silent? Why are you ignoring me? They may do things to provoke you and put fear into you. So now you're afraid to, do what they do because you're afraid that they're going to, break things or get in your face or something like that. So again, double standards. You're dealing with a narcissist. So they feel entitled to be able to do anything they want, talk to you anyway. You live a totally outside life. They feel entitled to be able to tell you what to do, what not to do, but they don't follow the same rules, okay? Narcissists don't follow the same rules. And you will not be able to get this person accountable to follow. See, this is the problem. A lot of people, they sit there, they battle with the narcissist, trying to get them to, come to the table and, see it from their point of view. The narcissist knows your point of view, but they're not going to acknowledge your point of view because it doesn't benefit them. They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to have to, compromise themselves to your boundaries, your rules, your regulation. No, they're not going to do that. So what they're going to do is they're either going to fight with you, they're going to walk out and go into a silent treatment and go no contact. They're going to smear you, and you're going to be constantly battling with them. And if they need you, they're going to come back and they're going to hoover you. And that's when you have to just say, not today, Satan. No response. No response. Stay no contact. Don't, because it's going to be a repeat of what it was. Everything is a repeat pattern with the narcissist. You know, they're nice, then they devalue you. They rip you to shreds, then they discard you, then they come back and hoover, and it's the whole pattern over and over and over again, all right? It's all manipulation to manipulate you in and out of their web when they need you. They're going to hoover you when they need you, when they're not doing good out there. That's when they're going to come back, all right? Not all of them come back, but most of them do, all right? Just for the people that don't know out there. But, you know, understand this. If you go back with a narcissist, it's going to be the same cycle over and over and over and over again. And you know what you're doing? You're wasting your life. That's what you're doing. And you won't realize that till you get to your breaking point. And this is what happens with narc abuse survivors. They get to a point where they get to their breaking point where they just can't take it anymore. They realize that the narcissist is never going to change, that they do what they want, that, you know, they don't listen to them. They may, you know, make promises and they may be okay for a little while, but eventually the narcissist goes back to their old ways, and it's the same repeat pattern with the narcissist. Whenever you listen, you guys, whenever you're dealing with a toxic person, it never ever comes to a place of peace. Toxic means that they're all about confusion. They're not about the truth. They don't, they push you down. They judge you. They criticize you. They feel they could talk to you any which way. And, they're just going to make you feel lousy about yourself. This is the end result. They make you feel lousy about yourself, and it is wasted time of your life because the person is not going to change. So, understand this. Whenever you get involved with a narcissist, they're all sweet and loving and great in the beginning because they're putting on the act. Everybody's nice in the beginning until they have you. Until maybe you have a baby, you get pregnant. Now they know they got you locked in. Until maybe they know, you're hook, line, and sinker for them. They know they got you. Then the narcissist is going to switch up. The mask is going to fall, and they're going to do what they want. And all those promises of how you're going to have a wonderful life, and they're going to do this for you, they're going to do that for you, they're going to be there for you, they love you unconditionally. That was all bullshit, okay? Because once they got you, you're going to see the double standards come out, and you're going to see that now they're going to do what they want. They're not going to care what you have to say. They're going to either be fighting with you overtly, yelling and screaming, or they're going to be giving you silent treatments and walking out the door. And of course, in all of this, they're going to be labeling you as a mental case. This is what they're going to do, all right? So, forget it, all right? Just distance yourself from these people. There is no resolution with them. It's okay for them to lie to you, but if you ever do it to them, you're a liar. And that's another thing too. Like I had a client, right, where his girl, she was out all night not picking up her phone, right? And, he figured the relationship was over and time went by and he ended up talking to somebody else and they ended up getting back together. And she scrutinized him for talking to somebody else when she's the one who ghosted him all night, didn't talk to him for days, all right? And now when she comes back, gaslights and just says, I was busy with friends or I was going through something, now goes into a tizzy because he was talking to somebody else. Well, you know what? What is this fucking double standard? You can go out, not talk to your partner all night long, all right? Because she was probably with somebody else. And then not get back to him for days, and now you're mad because he's talking to somebody else. Well, what did you what did you expect? All right. You see the hypocrisy. You see the double standard. Narcissists think they can go out, they can ghost you, then come back and then just expect you to be sitting and waiting around for them. No, not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. See, when the narcissist doesn't respect you, then guess what? All bets are off. Now you don't have to respect that narcissist because they're not showing you respect. So when they get mad, okay, you don't owe them anything. You don't owe the narcissist anything because they disrespected you. So when they sit there and say, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Who are you to talk to me and tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing? When you're disrespecting me, you're ghosting me, you're lying to me, you're talking behind my back, you're gossiping about me, you're running a smear campaign against me, you're isolating me from things, and then you expect I'm supposed to be loving towards you? No, not today, Satan. You see the double standard? They think they can come, go, do what they want, and you're supposed to always be there to, praise them, give them attention, and all of that kind of nonsense. No, that's not happening, all right? So understand this. If they can't respect you, then goodbye. Not today, Satan, okay? Because I respect myself, and, now I don't owe you anything. All right. This is how you have to be in order to respect yourself. You don't owe the narcissist anything if they can't respect you. All right. So if they want to go have double standards, let them go have double standards on their own or with somebody else. But you're not going to sit there and be a jerk and sit there and take them back and follow their rules and laws and, their boundaries. They expect you to follow their boundaries, but they're not following your boundaries. Nah, not today, Satan, okay? Go play your games with somebody else, okay? So I hope that helps you guys. I'm on the run today. If you're looking for one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time. I'm so overworked, you guys, and I'm going on no sleep. So check it out. If you're confused and you about whether you're dealing with a narcissist, how to handle them, and you need clarity, check that link out in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. Also, check out my YouTube. I lay it down on YouTube. I put as much information on narcissism as possible. I cover pretty much almost everything. So check it out at the Game Exposed podcast on YouTube. Also, check out my TikTok at The Game Exposed and Instagram, The Game EXP123, and have a great day.